Cool.
All right. Welcome back to the final part. Yes, that's right. Editing. Um, so, we are heading off to Sparrow's Crest, the
Hooray.
the snowy city protected by the silver flame. You all arrive here in this L-shaped building.
Okay.
Hooray!
There is still a shrine that Arethi has made there. It is a dusty building with a teleportation circle in it.
Clean my shrine while I'm here. Just dust it off. Like, you stay nice.
Okay. All right. You know the mayor's house is here. This is the cultist house. And this is the tavern.
So, what's the plan, Sage?
Just gonna go back down into the tunnels and talk to Zika. I mean, I don't think there's any sense in dilly-dallying. I think we have a very specific goal, and it's to go talk to him.
Is it worth letting Siegfried knowing we are here?
Do we think we can trust him?
That's ultimately the greater question I'm asking.
I think we can trust him. However, I don't want to unleash more on this town than they've already dealt with, and if we do, I certainly don't want them finding out that we are possibly at the center of this. I don't know if I can reconcile with Zika. I don't know how he's going to respond, and I don't want to bring more people that are angry with us. So I think that it's best we go in there stealthily, speak directly to Zika, and if things don't go as planned, we get out as quickly as possible.
Are we going as a unit, or would you like to go by yourself? Because before it sounded like you wanted to go alone.
I think I would like to go alone. I think having you guys possibly nearby would be helpful, but I fear that if one or more of you comes with me, they may be suspicious.
Can you take Anders' bat with you?
I was about to ask the same thing, actually.
Sorry.
If something goes wrong and if you stay close enough, there's a chance I'll at least be able to know immediately if something goes wrong, and if nothing else, it can act on its own accord, and if I instruct it to return to me if you get attacked, it will take longer for us to respond, but we will at least know something is wrong.
Is there a way that the bat can hide in me?
Not easily. Theoretically, if we're willing to spend some time, I could create a new vessel for it, something perhaps more discreet.
I fear that since I wasn't very polite to Zika when we spoke, and he saw that I did not have a bat with me last time, I fear that if I come in with the bat, he may think he's being set up somehow.
What if we make a mouse and then we put the mouse in your pocket?
I mean, you could
That
put
could
the
work.
bat in their pocket just as easily.
Would the bat fly away, though?
No,
Or is
it's like a smart bat that's being controlled by Ander. Like, it understands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, if the bat can somehow maybe hide in my cloak.
Yep. Make a stealth check for the bat.
Me or
Would I have to make a stealth check if I made something smaller like a rat?
I mean,
Or-
a bat and a rat are like this. If you made like
Okay.
an ant, probably not, but
Okay, yeah, I can't go that small. All right, that's fine.
and I'll give you advantage because Sage is helping hide like
Yay.
pockets.
Hidey
Sure.
hide.
Pocket. This
Pocket
is literally
bat.
like my live stream out of character, just saying, having a pocket bat.
Having a pocket bat.
Right. So let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a d20. So that's a dirty 20.
Okay. You can
Ooh.
you can crit mine. You get advantage, so you can roll again.
That's true.
In case. Nope.
Gonna go with that dirty 20.
All right. All right, cool. So bat in pocket. Where do you all
Sweet.
wait? Like, this building is still open. Like, there's no cultists in there or anything. Like, you can just go into the building, or you can wait outside the building.
If I'm gonna be in telepathic communication with the bat, I have to be fairly close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I'm human, so I might be able to get at least close to like the church building that we were at earlier.
Well, the church is like way up here.
Is that where you met Zika last time?
You
Sage?
know, he was underneath in the
Under,
tunnels
yeah.
underneath this
Oh,
house.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Under the
yeah,
Sage
tunnels.
like really fucked off last time. Like they went real far away.
Mm-hmm.
To
got it.
pray.
To pray,
Yep.
yeah, to pray. It was
So-
perfectly
to
fine.
pray.
For praying.
For praying.
Yep.
Definitely praying.
All right, so y'all gonna just wait in the house?
Yeah.
How like long does it take to get there if something terrible happens?
It would take a little while. Like, if you're upstairs, like, it would take 2-3 turns.
Okay. That I'm still gonna stay in the house, but I respect Sage's desire to engage in a death trap.
Thanks.
All right.
Appreciate that.
So, Sage,
Yes.
we will. Let me get your character here.
Thank you.
Don't forget you, Kurt's dagger.
You do.
Just for your mechanic notes, Jason, I don't know what the range of this thing is, but I can see through my familiar's eyes and senses as long as it's within 100-foot radius. So if it goes farther than that,
Yeah.
then
You'll be able to see the whole time.
Okay.
You're fine. All right. Cool. So you might need to like wait. Let me measure.
Sure.
Yeah, you might need to move around in the house a little bit, but like you should be fine.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So you walk down the stairs. The cultist is like over here. He's just watching the stairs, and he sort of like is surprised with you walking down the stairs, and he like points in that direction. Doesn't say anything.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
You walk all the way down. All right. So there is a new table here. I forgot that I had smashed the table.
You're very angry.
Yeah.
Anger to
New table,
villain.
just a poorly repaired.
It's a new table. They brought in a new table, not a repaired table. So the ghoul all in armor here, who's just like a ghoul that's just head to toe in armor, but only his like hands and mouth are exposed. And it's like fused into his skin. Is still there up here, and then this ghoul who's like sort of more of like a commander. He looks up at you, and he's like he has like just an astonished face, like he couldn't imagine that you would be here, basically.
Is Zika there?
Yeah, this is Zika right here. Yeah.
Okay. You know, you could have told me that what you wanted for me was important. You didn't need to go sending your little pet over to try to eat me.
He wasn't trying to eat you. He's tracking you. I sent my scouts out to find your location. Are you back because now you're more worried that I've found it?
I'm not worried about me. I am worried that you are now putting my friends in danger. That's why I'm here.
I see.
They have nothing to do with this.
Well, I talked to you as a representative of the civilization, so I took your word for it.
Can I, just to have this ready to go, can I roll persuasion?
Sure.
Not bad at all.
Okay. So, let me see if I remember this correctly. You would like me to go up and bring you random people to sacrifice as food to your demon god. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what is in it for me? Because I don't really deal with people if there's not something in it for me. And the answer to that question cannot be you get to live.
It,
What do I get out of this?
he like extends his clawed hand. He says, "You're the one that came in here telling me you were worried about your friends being killed. So, not you get to live, your
Aha.
friends get to live."
Right. But see, that's the thing. My friends should be able to live anyway because this has nothing to do with them. You are talking to me.
It has
So what
everything to
else
do
can
with them. Has your bravado gone away as soon as you find out we are close to locating your civilization?
I'm not worried about my civilization at all. We can deal with you. Trust me.
Then it seems we're the same place we were yesterday.
What if I had something that maybe was a little bit more enticing than people?
He raises an eyebrow.
Um, Sage is gonna pull out the cursed dagger
Mm.
and show it to him.
He says, "Yes, this is the dagger that we give to the cultists.
What's it mean to you?
To me, it is nothing. It is we give it to the cultists so they can have something to fight with and to sacrifice to our god.
So is it worth more to them?
We can make more. Now,
Okay.
if you had someone to sacrifice, you could use this dagger on them.
Why do you need humans, people, to sacrifice?
That is what the Great One requests. Who am I to ask questions?"
Hmm. Does the age of the person sacrificed matter at all?
He gives you like a shrug, like he doesn't understand why that question.
It's a pretty straightforward question. Doesn't matter how old they are.
I don't understand the question. I don't understand why it's relevant.
Okay. Is there a way for me to communicate with Ander or anybody at all?
I mean, Ander can hear what you are saying
Yeah.
effectively.
Okay.
He would have
So,
told you, like, so anything you say out loud, Ander
okay.
will be able to hear. You would know that.
Yeah.
Well, so you don't understand why I'm asking. So I'm going to assume because you're saying that you don't understand why the age of a person matters in this sacrifice, that it in fact doesn't matter. Because if it did matter, you would say something like, yes, they need to be between the ages of 50 and 150 years old. But you have not said that. You said that it does not matter. So, with that information, will you allow me to go back up and see how many people do you need?
I want.
Everything on the surface is just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
I would like
At least if Ander tells her.
5 a week.
Yeah, is he like dictating this to us? Like really?
Ander
Five.
Ander is
Oh,
actually not saying anything right now because to some degree he acknowledges that he sort of like is intruding on Sage's privacy during this. Granted, depending on how things go, that might change.
Fair.
5 a
Everything's
week.
just chilling.
Yeah.
For how long?
He gives you like a sly smile and says, "Yes, the price went up since last we spoke." And then when you say for how long, he just says, "Forever."
Can I try to persuade him to bring the price and time down?
Sure.
Forever
But
is an
half
awfully
eternity.
long time.
Half forever. 2.5 people.
Forever.
One leg.
And I'm bringing the people to you, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna
5
have to make
people
a
a week.
persuasion check. So
Oh, okay. Are you thinking about this? Thinking real hard. I might have to do that again. If it does it twice, sorry.
it's fine. Not worried about it.
There you go.
Okay, so 16. So he says, maybe. We can say 4.
Okay. So I want to make sure I got this right. 4 weeks. So bring you 4 people a week forever to you.
Mm-hmm.
You got yourself a deal. Can I go get started now?
He just sort of like does one of these.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So Sage is gonna go back and talk to the party.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Okay.
transit, Ander is absolutely going to relay to the rest of the group that Sage signed up to offer human sacrifices rules.
All right.
Die? Are we gonna get sacrificed? I don't
I
want to
hope
get
not.
sacrificed.
Is Sage back yet, or are they still walking?
Yeah, I mean, I did you guys want to say anything to each other before Sage gets there?
My question of are we gonna get sacrificed to be answered by the rest of the party?
I'm not sure, and that. No, I'm not gonna let that take hold. I'm
I
sure.
think I'm a person. They keep calling me a bird.
Okay, granted, but in fairness, like I am a human. I think for whatever reason I am the preferred, which is not comforting, but I am going to trust that Sage has no ill intention for any of us.
All right.
Or for anyone
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Let us wait and see what she has to say, or what they have to say. Excuse me.
I
Okay.
saw Jeff having some internal monologue. You wanna externalize some of that monologue?
I don't think that's the kind of name I would like to make for myself.
Cool.
I cast false life on myself.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
in
also
case.
casting false life on myself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, out of character, I'm not very concerned. But, like, in character, I'm like, Arethi is scare.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sage, you come back up the stairs.
Before you say anything, because I know you heard my conversation, here is the plan. Zika, I made sure was very specific with his words, and I double checked his words. Now, he has pretty much said that the age of these people do not matter. As you heard me say, if they did matter, he would have specifically said, you need to bring me someone between the ages of 10 and 37 or whatever, but he does not. So here is the first step. We are going to go talk to Siegfried. We are maybe going to go back to Gathol. We are going to find 5 people who are on the brink of death already. The sick, the elderly, who are possibly days away from dying, who are going to die anyways, and know they're going to die. We are going to tell them the truth. We are going to tell them that we need them as sacrifice and that they will be saving not only us, but possibly our whole entire civilization. Now, hopefully, because they are already going to die anyways, and they know they're going to die, and they're sick or whatever, they'll be okay with this. So that's the first step. Number 2, Zika said that I have to bring him somebody 5 people a week forever. He specifically said I have to bring them to him. So our second step is ending Zika's forever before the second week can start. So that means getting these 5 people. Maybe we sacrifice them, maybe we don't. Try to take out Zika. That ends his forever. Therefore, we're absolved of doing his work.
May I offer a different solution?
Demon. I don't want to give people to a demon.
If I may.
Sure, Andrew, go, say something sensible.
Well,
I don't think
Sage,
that's
you have declared that the primary condition for us joining you was that you have absolved yourself of any responsibility of any harm that should befall us or our poor judgment. Yes?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. With that knowledge, I would like you to remember that you are not responsible for me electing to go down and attempting to send these godless heathens back to the burning pits of hell from which they came from.
Hmm.
If you would like to join me, you are certainly more than welcome.
You raise a good point, so allow me to tweak my plan a little bit.
Certainly.
A lot. Sorry.
I think that we should maybe flip the order of things. I think that, again, Zika was very specific of bringing the sacrifices to him specifically. So I think step 1 is ending Zika, therefore ending Zika's forever, therefore meaning that I do not have to bring anyone to him. If for some reason we cannot end Zika in his forever, then we go on to step 2. I don't want to sacrifice people, but if anyone's going to get sacrificed, it should be people that are already on the brink of death anyways.
I grant that.
To a demon, we don't know what happens to them after they die.
I would prefer not to.
What happens to anyone after they die? We don't know.
When I went to experiment on that dagger, Shax, my goddess, spoke to me, and she said when I went to stab a mouse with it that I would be giving them, the mouse, to her, or to the demon instead of her. So it means that this killing does something. It's not just look at how important I am with my murder pile. It's empowering something, and I don't think we should be empowering a demon.
Also, because you are a dear friend of mine, and I wish to be as transparent as possible, I will die before either Seska is gonna die or I am. Those are my intentions, and I want to make them completely transparent.
Okay, so I guess our plan is to end Zika and make sure there's no more forever.
That is at least mine.
I agree.
Marvelous.
You know, we can.
Yes.
Look at Andrew's arm.
Sage, give me an insight check.
Mhm.
Oh, and actually, and Ander, because you were there with your bat, so I'll give you an insight check as well.
Sure.
Okay. Sage, you're convinced you actually can't fight them. Like they will kill you.
I think we're gonna need more help. I think they're too much for us. I know they're too much for me. I think we need more backup.
They're getting too close. They're sending scouting parties, and they're getting far too close to Gathol for any of our liking. This is something that has to be dealt with very swiftly.
I don't disagree, but I don't think that we should go in with just the 4 of us. I don't think we stand a chance.
Can we get
think-
Siegfried's men to help?
That was my thinking. We
think-
need more people. Also, keep in mind, I don't know if there's more ghouls or concrete people. That word I just forgot. What are the concrete people?
Cultists?
Cultists. Yeah, I just forgot the word for cultists. I saw like about 4 people down there. I don't know if there's more hiding somewhere. There's a lot of tunnels down there. I don't know if we're going to be ambushed. I don't know. So I think we should talk to Siegfried. I think we should, see if he has any people, men, women, whatever, elves that are worthy or willing to fight with us.
I question if there's even any kind of militia at this in this particular place. It seems like there's a heavily reliance on the
Are
protection of
we
SummerSlam
a
offer.
militia? We're not a militia, but you were ready to go in there, just the four of us.
Yes, but there's a difference between that. We willingly put our lives on the line for the betterment of others day after day. The people here are artisans or craftsmen or brewers or tailors or
Well, who's not to say that somebody can't be both? Who's not to say that there is an artisan or craftsman or brewer out there that has put their life on the line at some point? Your
I'm not
occupation or hobby doesn't mean that you're not willing to sacrifice for the
We
betterment of
understand, head
others.
librarian. Look, there might be somebody here who can fight, but we're probably going to have to pick the best of the best if we can. And we only have, a week, you said, to do it? We'll have to adopt the gravy plan of chains and mystery and misdirection so that we can sneak in. But that doesn't get the three of us through the door. It only gets you and your sacrifices.
Exactly.
It's true.
Do not bring your sick and old and weak as sacrifice. Bring the 5 strongest.
That's smart.
I thought it's. But
So should we talk to Siegfried?
I think we should.
And maybe you should spend some time with that book you found. It might be able to give us some insight into what they're capable of.
I agree. Good point.
I don't like this. This isn't going to end well.
I don't either, but if we don't at least do something, those ghouls are eventually going to find Gathol, and who knows what they'll do when they find it.
They can't be left alone. You're right. This does have to be stopped. I just don't know how we're going to do it.
This is unfortunately the lot we have put ourselves in. For we actively strive for the betterment of others, and as a result, that means we are faced with some of the most difficult decisions.
Well, let's just see what Siegfried can give us.
Sage, why don't you spend some time looking at the book? I can talk to Siegfried since I'm aware of everything that went on, anyways.
That sounds like a good plan.
Badger and I could go check out the tavern and see if they have any local heroes. Does that sound agreeable?
As agreeable as anything else, I suppose.
All right, so Anders going to go talk to Siegfried. Arethi, Badger are going to go around the town and look for heroes, and Sage is going to look up the book. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll do Arethi and Badger first.
Cool.
You guys walk around, and you realize real quickly that there aren't any. Like that just doesn't exist. And
Shot.
and Ander, when you go talk to Siegfried, he'll reiterate that there is no militia here. Basically, Gathol was a place that knew one day they would leave and need fighters, so they train people to be adventurers. This place is basically completely reliant on the fog protecting them from the monsters, so they've grown too soft, right? You can ask him other questions if you'd like, but that's sort of the
He's a
gist of it.
cleric, though, right?
He is a cleric, yes.
No, I think that's it. I will tell him that, we've found like the ghouls under the city, and that they are asking that they are looking for people to sacrifice to some demonic entity. But I will ask him if there is anything that he or his town can offer us to any kind of aid that they can give us, whether it be arms or equipment, would go a long way uh, to helping us rid them of this particular blight. I don't know if you want me to roll something for it, but
He'll just nod and say, like, "We'll give you what we can. There isn't much to give, though." You know what I mean? Like he'll he's not going to hold back.
you are you are generous and a good leader for your people, and we will try to do right by you and them.
Okay. All right, Sage, give me what's a good book reading skill?
I swear to God, if I'm in a librarian and I can't read,
Well, I mean, you're trying to like
Brony.
look up quickly inside of a large book
no.
information that would be helpful. Maybe
History,
history,
investigation.
investigation.
Which one?
Which one's higher?
Investigation.
All right, we can do that.
Okay.
And then you could spend more time like later, like really poring over the book. Yeah. So, this book contains some information from a cleric that was studying ghouls, and he describes ghouls from like have started to change. Once they were, basic mindless nulls. However, now they've started to develop societies based around different things, different powerful entities,
Okay.
and they will reflect the society that they attach to. This one seems to be demons in some way, so there's some hierarchy there. It also seems like these ghouls have progressed to a place where it's like they are no longer impeded by sunlight. Like they adapt. So like these are like they've adapted to like hot and heat and hell and fire and sort of stuff like that, rather than normal ghouls who like are all about like darkness and damp and dark places. They it seems as though over time they've also developed their own civilization in some way. That they have a hierarchy, people they report to. Yeah.
All right. So they've developed a society which basically reflects whatever they're attaching themselves to, and they've attached themselves to this demon.
Yeah, so imagine some sort of like hellish bureaucracy type scenario. Some kind of like a very clear structure of who's on top and as they go down. Bargaining is part of their thing. Those sorts of things like that.
Okay. Did they? I don't know if this would be in the book, but like for them to like attach themselves to this demon, was it like a choice that they made, or did like the demon force them to do this? Like, did they just come across this demon and was like, I guess this is what we attach ourselves to?
Yeah, so
They're like me, probably.
basically a couple things. So it was either like the book references them being like attached to beings of significant power. So it's likely that they found this demon or other things. There is some reference to the book of demons being able to make ghouls. So it could be that as well. Like it could be a demon made them and then they begot other ghouls and so on and so forth and made it a thing. Not like two ghouls doing it, like they eat another person and that person becomes
Right.
ghouls. Right, that's how ghouls are made. This is your 20-minute warning, by the way. The necklaces sort of like give you that pulse.
Okay. Can Sage go talk to somebody in the party? All the party?
Yeah,
somebody?
yeah. Everyone reconvenes
We can
now.
reconvene, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, possible other idea that we can think about and this may be going out on a limb here, and I may be completely wrong about this. I was doing some reading about these ghouls, and it seems like over time the ghouls have started to change from basically mindless beings to more intelligent and being able to develop their own society, and have their own civilization. And it seems that they have attached themselves and they reflect themselves from whatever, like, deity or demon they attach themselves to. Now, there are two possible reasons for this. The first one is that they attach themselves to beings of significant power, which I guess they came across this demon and decided that it was powerful. Or the demon is able to make ghouls, I think, and that's why. I'm wondering if it would be possible to convince these ghouls to attach themselves to a different being of significant power.
Such as, if they're lumped in with these kinds of wicked forces in the world, I can't imagine much of their effort can be geared towards anything
But
good.
are they lumped in because that was their only option?
They're locked in, right?
Who knows?
As far as I'm concerned, whether they're locked in or chose to be there, it doesn't change the fact that they're serving it.
Right, but people change who they serve, do they not?
These are not people.
Good point.
They
But
are
these
undead
are,
homunculi that have, for whatever reason, been able to corrupt this earth just by existing.
yes, but according to this book, they have developed into more intelligent beings. They are now able to bargain. They are not the ghouls of the past that we know. They are not
Intelligent.
mindless. They are intelligent. So it's
Intelligent
possible.
doesn't mean good.
No. I mean,
Look,
I'm
I'm not
capable.
advocating for the eradication of a species. That would be wrong, but
I don't
creatures
see
of
anything
chaos
wrong
and
with getting rid
evil.
of all of these things. They're wicked, horrid, and only serve to be agents of corruption and evil. There's no good that can come from them.
So we're sticking with our plan to try to kill Zika.
I mean, it's not like we can kill the thing that controls them, right? If it's on par with a god.
Regrettably not.
Probably not.
All I can guess is that we'll have to gather our best forces and hope for some divine intervention.
In speaking with Siegfried, unfortunately, what we thought was accurate. The protection that the Silver Flame grants means that they haven't needed to rely on any kind of martial forces here. He has, however, said he would speak with the townspeople and they would at least support us in what way they can: arms, equipment, knowledge. If
Badger
they
and
can
I didn't
offer it,
find
it
any
seems to be at our
heroes.
disposal.
Good.
I just hope we can do right by him and the people here.
I
We
agree.
should set something up because if we don't have something within a week to stay the hand of this cult, they're going to come for what we've established outside of Gathol, which means we need to put a timer on an evacuation for those people or they'll perish, or at least be very vulnerable.
You're right. If nothing else, then Sparrow's Crest is significantly less martial than Gathol. If something happened and Gathol were under attack, we would at least be able to defend ourselves. These people would not. I don't like thinking of that, but
Maybe we can evacuate them.
maybe. But
You think that they can't come up here, like the ghouls, like if they tried to come up, the fog would stop them. They go in the
So they
tunnel
can't
because they
come
can
up
go under
in
the
Sparrow's
fog.
Crest.
Hmm?
Got it.
Yeah.
So they can't come up into Central Sparrow's Crest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
well, that's good at least.
We
But
need our own
let's.
fog bank. Wouldn't that be nice?
It certainly would. But we
I
should
mean, we could
speak.
always flood everything with salt water and put lemons in it. That seems maybe like it would work. I don't know.
Possibly. We don't know how far that network they have goes, though. Theoretically, if we could do something to seal off the entryway into this building that we know of, it might not be the worst thing. But if they're expecting Sage to come down through that way, then that could be an impediment to us, both physically and socially.
Ugh, this is
I
a
think
mess.
I think unfortunately our best option is to return to Gathol, speak with everyone else there, and figure out who the most martial among us are to deal with this particular infestation.
I agree.
Then we should perhaps return home. There's not much more we can do here, I think.
All right. And with that, you will be home. Sort of. Will we get like a no audio shot of you guys all sort of sadly talking to Keen. You're definitely telling him all that information, and he's sort of nodding. But like, there's no audio. We all know. The audience knows what's happening.
Mm.
All right, cool. So I guess we'll just call it there since like there's only like a few minutes left. Let's
Establish autopilot, I guess.
establish autopilot. All right, cool. So where? Here it is. Okay. Orethi, you level up.
Woo! Surprise, surprise! I'm going more warlock.
Okay. What would you
Uh,
like to do on autopilot?
I'm going to try to uh, encourage and facilitate the building or support of infrastructure that will help with an evacuation for our people on the outside if necessary, so that we can Fallout style bunker up if needed.
Evacuation plan.
Woo!
Cool. Keegan, you do not level up.
No, I don't. I
Next
think I've
time.
got one. Yeah,
After
one
next
more
time.
game, and then I'll get to level
After
3
next
for the game after.
Mm-hmm. All right, what are you gonna be working on?
I think. I think I'm gonna mostly be spending time. You know what? Let's continue improving relations with the mushroom people outside of Gathol. Let's really try and build that solid relationship.
Okay. Sage.
Um, I'm gonna spend this time looking, still looking in the Google book and seeing if I can find anything about like any like weaknesses, any extra ways that they can be killed, like anything that might like help us in battle.
Good plan.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, and yep, after your next game, you will level up again.
Yay!
All right, and Badger. What's Badger going to be up to? I mean, you can come up with anything really. If you want to like make money, you could like tell tales at the tavern, or you're like,
I think recruiting warriors for this cause is a good thing to do.
okay.
That seems like a worthy kind of goal that he would set about.
So like recruiting warriors to protect Sparrow's Crest.
Yeah, to take the fight to the ghoul.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fight.
cool. And you will also level up after your next game, Jeff. All right, cool. So we will call it there. Everyone have
We
a
did
great
it.
night.
Bye.